What's going on YouTube? This is TLee, aka the realest Ram. And today's video is a dedication to my husband, Senior Master Sergeant Amir Weston. Tomorrow is September 28th, his 21st anniversary in the Air Force. His story starts in Savannah, Georgia, where he is born, a proud member of the Gullah Geechee people. Yes, the Gullah Geechee people. You see pictures of the Tybee Island as well as Savannah, Georgia. He goes to MEPS down in Florida, which is why, if you know him, that's why he is a fan of the Gators as opposed to Georgia Bulldogs. Basic training is in Lackland Air Force Base, Texas. It's about 8 weeks long. Then tech school is followed up in Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi. For him, it is about 1 year. He is a member of the 338th Dark Knights, and upon graduation, he is now a ground radio maintenance technician. First base is at Robins Air Force Base, Georgia, where he is now become a member of the 54th Combat Comm Squadron. These are the high mobility folks. So right from the very beginning of our relationship, he has started to deploy. But he goes over there. You see this photo of him as a young airman in a deployed location. He goes over there. He does what he has to do. At Robins Air Force Base, he does honor guard for about 1 year. We get far more acquainted, and there we end up getting married. After some time that we get married, I get orders, and he follows on to Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri, where he then becomes a member of the 509th Communications Squadron. And right from the very beginning, he is then a maintenance support evaluator, which pretty much he begins to start doing inspections on people. So right from the beginning, he starts doing a lot of work. He's putting in the work from the beginning. So from the comm squadron, he then starts to become a supervisor, starts taking care of troops. And those of you who has been troops of his, I would love for you to comment on the video, comment below, and share any stories you have, any memories, letting him know, how well things have been, when he was your supervisor. This photo here is of when I was in Airman Leadership School. Then he goes to the class after I do. But he very much has become a leader and a supervisor amongst his peers and those below him from the very beginning. He gets an email for him to try out for a unit at North Carolina, which he then goes TDY to go do. He gets the job, and then my husband becomes a member of DOD's Finest Communicators Joint Communications Unit. He gets an assignment to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and I go to Pope Air Force Base. From then, he begins to deploy a lot. I have his sheet. It's like three. Oh, this way. It's like 3 sheets long. And not all of these are deployments, but they stopped in 2014, so it's not completely reflective of all the deployments that he has done. But from Fort Bragg, he then begins to join the Defense Attaché program, which is the DAO. If you follow the link to my other videos, it explains exactly what the DAO is and how you can join it, as well as it explains what a diplomat is, and that is what we now are. So in the DAO program, he is now a member of the DIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency. So he gets an assignment to Bujumbura, which is in Burundi, Africa, to the embassy there, the U.S. Embassy. We are unable to join him, so then again he goes off. It's not a deployment, but he goes off by himself for about 14 months, and me and the children are back here by ourselves. Unfortunately for him, he's missing out on his daughter. This is his first and only daughter, as you see, but he's out there doing great things, being the great guy and great communicator and senior NCO that he is. 14 months he's over there. He comes back, and he has gotten us assignment to the U.S. Embassy in Bern, Switzerland, which is where we currently are. Then he has now secured another assignment for us in the U.S. Embassy in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, Africa, which is where we're about to go in about 2 weeks. So, throughout all of this career, my husband has become a great communicator. He can set up a bare base and have it fully operational. He is great in communication, so much so that the ambassador here has put him in charge of the cyber program from scratch. So my husband is out here doing great things. I would not go into great length about what he does. It's not a secret or anything. I just would prefer to speak about it when it is over. But just know that comms. That's what my husband does. He does communications. In these photos here that you see, it looks like a lot of fun. That is the benefit of all the hard work that my husband has put in. But in a lot of these photos, these are still working events for him. So he doesn't get to completely sit and enjoy and dance and laugh with us. He's still out here working, being with his country connects with us. Um, Here, this is the Eiffel Tower in Paris because one of the defense attaches that he has met in this program, Colonel Alborg, he retired in Paris and he invites us to his retirement ceremony, and therefore we get to go to Paris. We take full advantage, but this is the first time that I've gone to Paris, or the children too. So we take full advantage of Paris during this retirement ceremony. I believe for Colonel Alborg, that was 25 years in the service. Um, Here are some more photos of us. There's some Air Force, or some Marine balls. I'm sorry. There's some Marine balls. And my husband puts in the work. He puts in a lot of hours here, and he put in still doing the great work for the Air Force, for the U.S., and for Liechtenstein and Switzerland. The people in the embassy don't quite know and understand what it is that my husband does, but just trust and believe that my husband is continuing to put in the work. Senior Master Sergeant Amir Weston, we appreciate everything that you have done for us. Go Air Force, and we look forward to the next adventure in Africa.